Hello YouTube, this is ChardarYuGiOh here with Duran Leal. He got first place at locals on Thursday, not today, and he's going to show us his deck.
Well, not today because Darren won today. Alright, so yeah, I played Cyber Dragons. Deck's lit. You just do so much and your opponent stops all of it and then you just kill them still, and it's kind of feels good. So we start out with the 3 Cyber Dragons. This is the only art of Cyber Dragons. There's no other art.
Only rarity too, right?
It's necessity for machine dupe. Yep. This does so much more than any other Cyber Dragon. 3 core combo starters. It's a Cyber Dragon that you can normal summon. It's very good. It gets you all your spells and traps. I mean, everyone's seen this card a million times. It's busted. 3 hers because you really want to open this in the core or the Galaxy Soldier in the core, and then that's like full combo for Infinity and Dragoon. 2 Naxxter. I really want to cut this card so bad completely. Most people are playing it at 1. I've been playing it at 2. It's always sided out, like one of them is at least. But today, like, it came up, and it just comes up randomly. But I really don't like it. You don't want to see it. It does nothing. Because when you're playing the Dragoons build, it shuts off the Dragoons if you use its effect to summon from Grave. So it doesn't do as much as it does in just, like, a more pure build. Only 2 Galaxy Soldier. I feel like 5 of the Galaxy Soldier and the hers will get you to the core. Because, or will be enough to open the core and it. And the third one just ends up being bricky. If I was going to play the third one, I'd cut this. But this is just like when your opponent's doing anything and you're like, well, tower, what do I do? Kaiju it. So, and it's searchable, so. But it's kind of cuttable. I've literally never used it, like, unless I hard open it. Then 3 Ash. It's a hand trap. It's very generic. If you're only playing, have room for 3 hand traps in your deck, play Ash. There's no reason to play anything else. I don't care what people think. Then the Dragoons package, the Dark Magician, Red Eyes. This card sticks to my hand like glue. This will always be in my hand, and it's very frustrating because it's not light. Then onto the spells. 3 Emergency. It's really funny when you activate this and your opponent gets a big relief when you add core and then you end up killing them. So, yeah, Drytrons have really made this card a lot scarier than it is. 1 Repair Plant. 2's nice if you grind, but really the only matchup that you used to grind with is Sky Striker, and they really can't grind with you anymore. You just kill them too quickly. 1 Rev System. This card is really good because it makes core a 1 card Verde. So you can normal core, search this, link it into the Almirage, reborn the core, make the Verde. It's also, so like if they have a Tikaboo, that's like your way out, is you can make the Almirage. You can either go into the Dragoons and just control the game that way, or you can make the Nightmare Phoenix with the Almirage and the core. 3 Machine Dupe. This card literally says win game if you look closely. If this resolves, you're winning. There's no reason you shouldn't. Even like through like a nib, you're winning, or torrential, you're still winning. Overload Fusion. It's really good to just raw open this. But then, like, if you've already exhausted all your opponent's resources, it also just helps you push for game in the long run because you can send it off the Verde, and then that's your other Verde target. Dragoons literally it's like a 1 card OTK. I never liked playing it because I thought that, you know, I don't ever need to set up a negate going first. I don't ever want to go first. But this makes your first turn board better, and game 2, literally your opponent stops everything, you make a Verde, you win game because of this card. So Dragoons is a lot more necessary than I ever thought it was until I played it. 3 prosperity, which you're like, wait, you just said you want to kill your opponent. There are so many things that you do where you prosperity and you kill your opponent. Like putting 16,000 up on board is pretty easy with this deck. Then, like, to stop my opponent, I got the droplets. Wind does a hell of a card. Most of our cards, except for the pure Cyber Dragon, could be chained to so they can get the wind off of it. And this card just wins you games against the window. So I played 3 Cosmic. I opted not to play any mass removal of back row or a red reboot. Like I didn't want to play. I didn't play the high impact because we're more afraid of like Imperial Order or anti-spell coming up in like a matchup where they're going to be able to kill you back the next turn. Like you just don't win if you don't play this. The mass removal would be nice, but that's just like, it needs to be chainable. It needs to. Then traps, I play one of this. This card is insane. I don't really like maining it because I always want to go second. I don't know a matchup where I'm going to end up going first, so I might move this to the side, but I like it. There's those rare occasions where at locals you're playing people and they're like, hey, I know you play Cyber Dragons, and it comes up then. And then the other hand trap I play is Imperm. This card's pretty nutty because against the Prank Kids matchup, if they get to Battle Butler, you can just Imperm the Butler before they can use its effect and you summon anything. Same thing with like against it can out a what is it? Appaloosa against the Tri-Brigade matchup. It just outs stuff really easily. And that's all for the main. I think it's around like 40, 42 cards, but I got changes to make to it, a few. Then the extra deck. Playing 1 Fortress, you kaiju something, you take it. Makaba gets outed by it. All of the links for Sky Striker get outed by it. Sky Striker also the Ray can't float because it's a game mechanic that's getting the monsters off the board, which is relevant. Mega Fleet, it's the same thing, but you use extra deck monsters. Works against all of the Sky Striker. Works against the Appaloosa. It outs a lot of things. Just random stuff that you wouldn't even think it'll out. And it's like, I make this goes into a Verde anyways, like 90% of the time. So it's free removal. Chimeritic Rampage, you go into this off the Overload Fusion, it attacks 3 times. If you have it on board or if you have the Overload Fusion and your opponent has stopped almost everything, you can use this to send hers, add back an Axter to discard you send the hers and the Axter, add back an Axter, discard another monster, and that gets you to Verde. Yeah, it pops 2 cards on summon normally. I mean, you can make it pop more, but yeah, it's relevant too for that because like if you know you're playing against back row deck, you can summon this, target their back rows, and then if you can do that and then still combo into like your Verde. Basically, this deck is Verde Anaconda. I'm not gonna lie. The Dragoons. So there's been times where my opponents leave like 2 2,500 attack monsters on board. You pop both, you attack for game. So that's pretty good. Then for my Cyber Dragon counts, I played 2 Nova, 2 Infinity. I think this is right. Because normally off of Prosperity, you banish 1 of each. Because there's never really a time. Most people will banish 1 of these if they want to keep both Infinities. If I'm going to try to do that, I'll banish 1 of these because Nova gets really big. And sometimes getting big is all you need in this game because of its effect. And when it's removed, it floats. It's really good. And then we're playing 1 Zeus. I've never made this card. It feels really weird giving up an Infinity for a Zeus. And I just don't see... I haven't had any situations where it comes up. So I don't know if this is right or not. This is 1 card that I'm thinking about cutting. And then for the links, I played an Almirage. Normal Summon Core gets you Cyber Repair Plant to search for the Galaxy Soldier. You link it into this. So that because you need to have, for Repair Plant, you have to have a monster engraved. Link Spider, this is for when you get Nibiru'd. So your 5th summon is normally Nova either it is the Nova or you're at your 4 summon on Nova and you use Nova to reborn something and they'll try to nib you. And you just make Verde and win game again. Anima, this is cute, but I think I'm going to cut it. I just haven't had an application where I have had applications where it comes up and it's good, but it's never game changing. So I'm thinking about cutting this. And then Nightmare Phoenix. This was the very last card I put in my deck when I was building this, and it's won me so many games where I'll Chimera Tech, they'll out that, I'll Cosmic Cyclone, they stop that, and then this is my last form of back row removal, and it's enough. And then you can link this into a Verde Anaconda. And then Seeger's the only link you play that's Cyber Dragon. This thing normally gets banished. It almost never comes up anymore in this build. But if you're playing Pure, this comes up a lot more. And then the MVP of the deck is Verde Anaconda. When in doubt, Verde it out. That's what I always say. Then onto the side, I played 3 Drolls. Drytron's your worst matchup. Like, hands down, because you just cannot play through a 5 negate card with 6 cards in hand. Like, you don't play 1-card combos like that. You can get, like, if they do, you get to core and then you don't out their board enough. So I highly recommend this. Nib, Prank Kids is also a pretty bad matchup, and I'm terrified of Prank Kids, so I'm going to play Nibs forever in this deck. Called By, I think this will move to the main. As I switch things around, it'll probably replace an Axe here. This card's really good. And you think, like, going second, but, like, it's probably not as good. But a lot of times, like, they either, like, there's sometimes where I'll out the Tri Brigade, and then they go and they chain the trap, and they're, like, effects. And then it just getting rid of the Nerval effect just wins you games sometimes. Then I play 1 Feather Duster, 1 Lightning Storm, and 1 Reboot. The reason why is because I had nothing else I wanted to cut in this deck, but I wanted to play 3 forms of mass removal for back row. I probably would play more of this if I could, but I just don't want to. I don't have anything that I want to take out in my extra deck. 1 Cybernetic Overflow. This card's insane, so it's nice when you don't have to search it off your core. So if you know you're going first, like, because against Drytron, you go first against them because you just can't play into the board. So it's nice to have this because it's like, will surprise them. And if they don't know you have it, you draw into it. It's better than searching it. Then triple anti-spell. I don't know if we need this, but it's really good against Drytron, and I was afraid of Drytron. And then 1 Order, which I would always play this. I think these should probably be summon limits, because they do the same thing against Drytron, and you're not really afraid of the Sky Striker matchup. So I think these should be summon limits. I just don't have them. And then Order's Order.
Yeah.
Order's busted.
All right, well, congratulations on your win, and thank you for the deck profile.